Hey, Karthik here with Dabble Lab, and in this video we are going to walk through on how to add in-skill purchases to your Alexa skills. Now, before continuing, please make sure that this video hasn't been updated. You can do that by checking the video description, and if there's a link to an updated video, please go watch that one and stop watching this one. Okay, so let's get started. We are going to see how you can make some money using in-skill purchases in your Alexa skills. Now, this feature is only available to Alexa skills launched in the US store only. Uh, with in-skill purchases, there are primarily three ways how you can make money with them. The first and foremost is one-time purchases. Now, with one-time purchases, what happens is they are something that the user can purchase just once and they don't expire ever. Think of it as something where you can sell your premium content or expansion packs within your games. The second way to make money is subscriptions. As the name suggests, your user can buy something of a subscription, repeating subscription on a monthly basis, and this can go on till the user decides to stop the subscription. Now, the third and the final way is using consumables. This is what we are going to see today in this video. Consumables are normally something that the user can buy, use, and then buy again. Think of it of something like extra life for a game, or say extra hints for your puzzle-based game in Alexa skill, right? So let's get started. We are going to use a template from skilltemplates.com, which has a collection of templates for you to get started with almost anything related to Alexa development. I'm going to go inside the terminal and type in ask new template URL and then followed by skilltemplates.com/templates.json. Now, once I do that, I get a list of templates that I can choose. I'm going to choose the in-skill purchase starter here. And what this will do is this will clone the template on my machine. So the code is right here in the demo folder. And you can see here, this code has been cloned onto my machine. Now, before going into the code, what we are going to do is just try out a short demo of how this skill works. So I have this opened up here. I'm going to type in here, Alexa, open capital detector. So this is a small game which allows you to, which asks you
Welcome
questions.
to the Capital City Quiz. Are you ready to start the game?
As you can see, it's a capital city quiz. It will ask you the capitals of different countries all over the world.
What is the capital of India?
So I'm just going to type in Delhi here.
Correct. Next question. What is the capital of United Kingdom?
Now let's see what happens if I type in a wrong name, right?
Sorry, that is not correct. You got one correct. Say get me a life to continue the game. You've got an extra life. Next question. What is the capital of Indonesia? Goodbye.
Right. So you can see that in this quiz, what happens is as soon as you said a wrong answer to the capital of United Kingdom, we got that this answer is not correct and you've lost all your lives. If you want to buy an extra life, just say get me a life to continue the game. And then when you say get me a life, what happens is that you can buy a new life to continue forward. And then the moment you say, okay, you got an extra life, now you can proceed forward with the next question. So this is the basic idea of a consumable, something that the user can buy, use up, and then keep on buying again. So let's see how to get started with this. I'm going to go back into our code here. Now inside the code base, you would notice a folder called as ISPs here, and inside that you would see consumable, and inside this consumable there's this file called as onelife.json. Now this JSON file is for describing the in-skill purchase for the skill. And now this is something that we have provided with the template, but you can add it in a different way as well. So let's see how you can add an ISP to your skill. So let's just go here, and I'm just going to go inside the in-skill purchase starter, and I'm going to type in here ask add ISP. So basically this is us trying to add an ISP to the skill. Now once we do that, you will see that there are all the product types that we've been discussing: consumable, entitlement, which is also the one-time purchase skill, and subscription. So I'm going to choose consumable here, and there's only one product template, which is the consumable template, and then just type in a new skill product name. So I'm just going to type in here extra underscore life. Now once I do that, it's going to create a JSON file out here in extralife.json. Now out here you can see that this JSON file has the name, icon, and all the information basically about this in-skill purchase, starting with summary, description, example phrases. Now these example phrases are the phrases like Alexa, buy one life, Alexa, buy extra life, Alexa, buy life, right? On which your buying intent gets triggered. We'll see that in the later part of the video, but that is what example phrases are for. And what we are for concerned with at this point is this pricing that we see here. This has release date. Basically put in the date time after which you want users to be able to buy or use your in-skill purchases. So doing that, and then once you do that, just make sure you change the privacy policy, URL, and everything. Now once you have done that, what you can do is, before we do that, let's just copy everything from here, and I'm just going to paste it here. And before so that I can show you how this works, I'm going to type in here extra underscore life, extra life here. And once we've done all of those things, let's just go back and type here ask deploy. Now I'm going to fast forward to the skill and the in-skill purchases getting deployed. Alright, so I have deployed this skill here, and once I deploy this, what happens is after you have deployed it, you will see the in-skill product is also getting deployed here, and you will see that the deployment has been finished and it has this in-skill product created, and pretty much it creates the product that we were talking about, that is the extralife.json that we created. And once it has been created, it will also associate it with our account. And once you do that, what you can do is you can just type something like ask status ISP to check what is the status of your ISP here. And you can see here that the status of this ISP is currently in update mode. The ISP can have three specific modes. Add is when you have added but not deployed. Update when it has been added and deployed, and removed when you have removed it from the skill. So right now it is update. That means your in-skill purchase has been added properly and it has been deployed properly to your skill as well. So now that the in-skill purchase has been added, let's go into the code and figure out how all of this is supposed to work. So I'm just going to go back into the code here, and we are going to open the index.js file here. Let's just close all other tabs so that we're not distracted. And you can see here that we have an array which has all the questions and answers here. Now there are various intent here, but the main one here is the quiz intent handler, which is just going to ask you the question, what is the capital of India, what is the capital of Indonesia, and so on. Now once you start giving the correct answers or the wrong answers, your answers are processed by this intent handler here, which is the capital city intent handler. Out here you can see that if your answer is 9, that is the current score is 9, you just get a message saying that you got all of them correct. But in case it's not, what happens is you are asked the next question and the next question, so on. Now if you got one of those questions correct, one of the questions wrong, you would enter the else part of this game, and out here you would see that this is where you have the message here. Sorry, that is not correct. You got only 0 questions correct, or you got 1 question correct, which we are again saving in session attributes. And you can then prompt the user, say get me a life to continue the game. Now what happens is the user can say here, get me a life to continue the game. Now if they do that, which is basically they say get me a life, what happens here is the buy life handler intent gets triggered. And this is the main code here which we have written for writing for selling the in-skill purchases. This is the most important code. And out here you can see if you have the current score of 8, we are saying that okay, you can't buy it for the last question because that's the last question, right? And the game is over. Now out here, this is the code. You can see here constant. We've created a constant which is where we get the in-skill product. So constant ms is equal to handler input, service client factory, and get monetization service client. So this service client is for the in-skill purchases. And now once I've got the in-skill purchases, remember that we can have multiple in-skill purchase items. So we want to handle just the correct specific one. And for that we have the in-skill product, ms.get in-skill product. And inside there, we are filtering the one with the reference name one life. So let me just quickly change this to extra life because that's the name of our in-skill purchase. So this is the line that we need to keep in mind. res.inskillproducts.filter record reference name is equal to extra life. So basically this is filtering all the in-skill product and bringing the in-skill product that matters to us. In this case, it's extra life. And then we write this code here, which is basically if the length is greater than 0, that means it's not null, and the purchasable value of this is purchasable, then we just write here return handler input dot response builder add directive. What is the type of this directive? It's connections dot send request. The name is buy, and in payload we are going to just send the in-skill product and the product ID. Now this is the code that is responsible for triggering a buying on the user's Amazon account. So if the amount is $0.99, it would be deducted from their account and the user would have bought this in-skill purchase. Now what happens after the user has bought the in-skill purchase is this is the code that we have written here. So once the user has bought it, then we have a buy life response handler. So we have a response handler here which is responsible for code after the in-skill purchase has been bought. So out here you can see if handler input dot request envelope dot request dot payload dot purchase result is declined, that means the user decides not to go ahead with the purchase, then we say, hey, do you want to play the game again? But in case the user says something on the lines of yes, I want to buy the purchase, then you just write the code that yes, if it has been accepted, hey, go ahead and ask the next question, right? And now once that is done, what happens is after the question has been asked and the user gives a wrong answer, the user comes up and buys something, and then they come here inside the accepted part of the purchase result. Now here's one thing to keep in mind if you are integrating an in-skill purchase but are trying to build it outside of the US. Now when you try to test your in-skill purchases, and like me, you are outside of US, and remember that Amazon does not let you purchase an ISP if the address associated with Amazon.com is not an US based address. So just for this specific use case, I'm just going to make a minute change, which is this purchase result needs to be undefined. Again, please remember this is not something that you need to worry about if your base address is from the US. Please try this if and only if your base address is not from the US. And once you do this, you would be able to test this properly. And again, make sure that once you try to do this in the production, you would want to remove this before that. And also out here, this purchasable, you will have to remove this again if you are from outside US. So now that's how you would integrate in-skill purchase consumables within your skill. I agree this can get a bit overwhelming at times, but don't worry. If you have any issues while integrating this with your skill, please drop us a comment in this in the comment section, and we'll get back to you and try to integrate that with your skill. So that's about all about in-skill purchases. If you found this video helpful, please like it and subscribe to the Dabble Lab YouTube channel. All of this code is available on skilltemplates.com. Thank you.